Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Subpar with Colt, Knost, and Drew Stoltz. And hey, guys, we want to tell you one last time about Fanatics Sportsbook offer for new customers. The Game Day Guarantee, which is still available for the next 10 days. Fanatics is giving new customers up to $100 back in fan cash if your football bet loses. Guaranteed. We're talking about college or pro, day, night, or weekend. And on top of that, new customers can also bet $10 to get $100 in fan cash. If you're betting with Fanatics Sportsbook, you're either winning or winning money back in fan cash. Your old sportsbook, they're out for the season. Go check it out yourself. Download the app Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut? Call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts? Call 800-327-5050. New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland? Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app. All right, let's get going. We got a Ryder Cup preview show because it's Ryder Cup week, and we cannot wait. We are going to be up there all week with our friends from On Location, Zone. You and I are going to be on the Sirius XM coverage. It is a busy week. We're going to get to it all. But Sleaze, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, you notice a nice little addition to the table here, which happens to be
long-lost friend.
A conference championship ring.
What year is this?
When you and the Frogs won the Conference USA golf tournament.
04.
And it just randomly showed up here at the studio. Would you like to start off this episode sharing a little story of, first off, why did someone else have this?
I actually think I'm going to wear it the rest of the show. It's been a long time. Give me a little runway here. This is a wild story. 2004, TCU, we put a boat race on Conference USA back in the day. Got this ring. Fast forward till about 4 years ago. Never worn the ring. It sits in my house. Cool. Never bring it out. My house gets robbed of everything right before we move in. All the stuff's in there more or less, but we weren't living there. They cleaned the whole thing out. So you got to file a insurance report. I'm putting all the stuff that matters that you can think about, right? TVs, washer, dryer, all the appliances, all the stuff. Didn't even think of these. Like I said, they sat in my sock drawer or something like that. Never to be thought of ever again. Fast forward like a year and a half later, sitting there middle of the day, phone call, random number, which I never pick up, but for whatever reason, I picked this one up. I was like, hello? I was like, yeah, I'm looking for Drew Stoltz. I was like, speaking. Oh, hi, this is Detective Ramirez, Phoenix Homicide. How are you? Yeah. I was like, I was like, what? Did you say homicide? He's like, yeah, hey, is this the Drew Stoltz? Just to confirm, did you play golf at TCU? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, yeah, I did. Like, what is this about? And he's like, just wanted to call you. Earlier today, we executed a search warrant on a house in West Phoenix and searched for a murder weapon. We did not find the weapon. However, it was clear that this house was being used by these guys to just store all kinds of stolen goods, and they would go fence them. And he's like, they had a safe there. We cracked the safe, and inside we found 2 conference championship golf rings. And
gotta protect those rings.
Pretty clear that these dudes didn't play golf. And I was like, these are the dumbest criminals on planet Earth. Like, direct evidence with something that has zero value to anyone in the world to just show. Like, and so like, he's basically like, we're going to pinch him for everything we can. We just have to have confirmation that like you were a burglar. I was like, yeah. Also, keep the ring, charges. Keep my name off of anything. I don't care. They can have all of it. She's like, as soon as we finish up, we'll get the rings back to you. I was like, cool. Don't care. Never heard anything about it from that point on until a week or so ago. I get a DM. Hey, dude, I think I have something that's yours. DM me. And I was like, okay, scam. Don't respond. Couple messages more come. Sends a picture of this. He's like, hey, dude, I found this in a West Phoenix Goodwill. And I picked it up, and then I went home, and I Googled you, and it sounds like this is your ring that you won. I don't know how it got here, but if you want it back, I'll send it to you. And he sent me the picture. I was like, oh, my God. And he was just trying to be a nice guy. And so anyways, I was like, sure, dude, I'll take it back. Obviously, if you wanted to ship it out here, I'll Venmo you for it. Like, thank you. And it showed up at the studio this week. So this bad boy's, but if this thing could tell stories, like, it's seen some shit.
By the way, this could have been the murderer.
In its days.
He wanted to bring your ring. You didn't want to give him your address. You gave him the studio address, so he'll kill producer Mark. But don't worry about him.
If he was going to send a bomb, I figured might as well send it here instead of my house. I did kind of like vet this dude a little bit. I was like, this seems fishy. And like, is he asking me for information? And just straight up, it was just like, no, dude, I'm just trying to do a nice thing. I was like, so anyways, here she is. 2004 conference champs. I had a twin brother from 05, but I don't know where that. God knows where that thing could be.
I've seen you try to put this on like every finger. None of them fit. Like, are you sure this is yours?
I've gotten fatter. in my days. It's more of like a pinky
You
ring.
wear a big pinky ring
It's
there?
like a pinky ring type deal here. But yeah, shout out to my man for getting that back to me. How about that, though?
Well, I'm glad you got it in.
This has been in like a trap house in West Phoenix tied to a murder. So it's got street cred now.
Incredible.
How about
that? Speaking of TCU, the final Battle of the Iron Skillet is in the books, which is absolute horseshit, by the way. We got to fix that.
That is correct.
And it was actually a battle. Congratulations to your Horned Frogs. They won by 11. We were a mess. Our defense absolutely stunk. Looked like we were going to pull away there at the end. We got up, thought we were going to do it, and then all of a sudden, y'all just start completing 3rd and 15s and 3rd and 20s all over the place and go down and score. We throw a pick, and it's night-night.
Yeah, I had to watch it, unfortunately, on my telephone while playing a member guest, which we'll get to momentarily. Just the
we got a zoned in segment. We also have a zoned out one.
The biggest gong show that you've ever been a part of. Anyways, I was watching it first half. I was like, dude, we were up by 4. Throw the pick late in the end zone at the end to end the half. And I was like, we should be up 17. This is the type of game that we're gonna do the dumb shit like we always do and lose one that we should win. And then when y'all got up, I was like, here we go, same old team. But they bounced back and nice. I think our offense is good. Defense is better than it's been, but still not good. So I think we're a solid team. We'll find out. We come to Tempe this week during the Ryder Cup. ASU,
how
which
devastated
is
are you?
Kicks at 9 Eastern. I'm already I'm like, okay, so it'll end at midnight, 12:30. We're going to have to be up at 4, you and I, the next day. We're on air at 7.
7 a.m.
Only for 6 hours. 6 hour sesh after we wake up. We'll probably leave at 4:30, don't you think, to get out there?
Yeah, probably 4:30 or 5.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but Friday night into Saturday night is a big 24
hours. You think about calling me like, guys, something came up, I can't make it.
I love that Ryder Cup, but they need me.
I mean, of all the nights to have it, a Friday night kick when you have to be up on air. First off, shout out SiriusXM, who we are on the coverage, and the booth on Saturday morning. Not sure how you and I had no clue. Like, I knew I was the analyst for the week early on Friday and Saturday, and then during the singles on Sunday. And then we were going through our production meeting, and they're listing off everybody's jobs and everything. And they're like, in the booth, host and analyst for Saturday morning, Drew Stoltz and Colt Knost. And I was like, what the hell?
I thought it was a typo. I was like, no, you're not putting us in there together for the Ryder Cup.
I mean, what could
this
go wrong?
This is a big tournament.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking? They deserve everything they get.
Hey, by the way, you got to be the host. You got to be Jim Nance.
I coming to be 6 hours of being Jimmy.
Coming
off 3 hours
commercial,
of sleep.
Doing all the ad reads.
All the stuff.
I have a feeling you'll be going down to you, McGinnis. Like McGinnis, a lot. Yeah. Just take over.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to go to a break.
All right. Well, we'll get to the member guests in a second, but it is time to get zoned in with our friends at Zone Nicotine. And listen, I know it's the week before the Ryder Cup, and you always want your guys going in on good form. Or some people are going to say, save your good golf for the next week. These are world-class players, so they can find it. But I want to tell you this right now. I don't know if anybody is more zoned in right now than a few of the American players, one of which I got a chance to play with this past week in JJ Spaun. But within 2 days of each other, how about this? JJ Spaun shoots 60 at Whisper Rock.
They're just destroying Whisper right now.
The same day, Sam Burns shoots 60 at Squire Creek, his home golf course down in Louisiana. The next day, world number 1, the hottest man on the planet, Scotty Scheffler, bogeys the first hole at Royal Oaks Country Club. I believe he was even par through 5. Par 71, shoots 60. So 3 guys, JJ Spaun, Sam Burns, Scotty Scheffler, all shot 60 leading into the Ryder Cup. I know it's their home course, whatever. But listen,
don't care.
It's better than shooting 74 going in and being like, oh, God, where's my game at? But I got to witness JJ's firsthand, and my goodness gracious, this guy, he is swinging it so nice. He is rolling it beautifully. I mean, if he would have putted well at Napa, he would have won the golf tournament. Yeah. But he is driving it and ironing. Everything looks so good. I mean, we've known for a while how good this guy is, but now the rest of the world's seeing it. And I'm telling you, it is impressive to watch right now. But talk about being zoned in. Them boys, 360s, party Team USA heading into the Ryder Cup.
I like what I see there. And we've been shouting out JJ Spaun for as long as anyone can hear it. Now it's happening. Every time he goes out there, it just seems like he's getting better and better. I don't know how many matches he'll get. Early on, I thought maybe he's 3, maybe he's just a 4-ball guy, and then singles, obviously. I don't know. The way he's playing, they'll obviously figure it out this week, but man, put him in. I think you need to get him out there as much as you can, especially the way he drives the ball. There's really no weakness in that golf game. He's playing so good right now. I know, his ball is a bit of an issue. I think he's the only Strixon guy, and he said He's like, I haven't been like approached or talked to like about, hey, try this ball or start experimenting with this ball. So like, I don't know if that means I'm not going, in foursomes or not, but hopefully they get him out there because he's too good to be sitting around for two of them.
I know he's a rookie and all, but in my opinion, like his game sets up so well for foursomes. Like he drives it so good. If you could put a good iron player with him, like let JJ hit the fairway, let the iron player go to work, and he rolls it so well. I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with him.
I think he and Henley would be a good one if they want to put Scotty with Burns. I feel like his iron play.
I don't think Scotty's going with Sam Burns.
You think he's going to go with Henley?
That was a best friend thing, and that didn't work out in Rome.
What about Russell?
Yes, Russell. It worked out very well at the President's Cup. Actually, I have a nice list here of a lot of fun facts, and I actually went out and predicted who I think will play together the first day. And leading off for Team USA,
that leads into one of my
Scottie
good bets.
Scheffler and Russell Henley. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I actually, going back to the 60s that the three of them shot, I messaged Scotty because I got some word that, he shot 60 at Royal Oaks, just killed everyone as usual. I was like, take it easy on the boys. He goes, I did the first 5 holes, then I got bored.
Yeah, even through 60, tough to do.
Yeah, par 71.
But I feel like he does that, like, he shoots that, like, all the time out there, it feels like.
He shot, like, 59 pretty much at every course in the DFW Metroplex.
By the way, not to, like, dampen the USA parade, but, like, Rahm hasn't been exactly playing terrible at the row. At 59-60, by the way, on both courses, backed it up. So he's going as well. I don't know what the other boys have been doing, but Rahm's in pretty good form as well.
One last thing about JJ60, he lost $25.
Got to play better. Got to play better.
We had a little high-low game going. Him and Ches Reavy versus me and David Pouches. I got 3 strokes. Everyone else played even, and we beat him out of 1 point the entire day.
1 point.
Oh yeah, $25 a point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
1
close.
point the whole day. It was an awesome match. It was fun.
Yeah, coming out to the rock, shoot 60, don't win money.
Yeah. Pooch snap hooked it off the first, lost ball, made double. I was like, what the hell is this? Am I getting parking lotted right now? And then made double on the first, proceeded to make 9 birdies the rest of the way.
Yeah, good form too. He's a guy I thought might have been able to sneak his way onto that team. Next vintage up, I think David Pooch will be on the European team.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
He's got game, man. He hits it so freaking far. It's ridiculous.
He does have game. You know who doesn't have game?
Yes, let's talk about that.
My member guest partner. Shout out Brian Muddy Waters. I'm going to go easy on him. I'm going to go a little bit easy on him because he's not feeling his best.
Don't.
Dude, we come in, we play member guest. We're like, dude, left it all on the field. Left it all out there. There's a new bar. Okay. There's a new bar that's been established for that. A new standard. When I say he left it all on the field, he left it all. Well, he left actually most of it in his Uber. On the way to the field or on the way away from the field. Either way, most of it was left in the Uber. You have never seen a bigger train wreck human being for the entirety of the time that we were there than Brian Waters. I love him to death. He's a good friend of yours as well. There's no one that's a bigger mess than him, but I love him. He's falling asleep on the couch in between matches in our second day. He's working on about 2 hours of sleep, I think. He basically was asleep during the matches too. But God, it was a session. Shout out Cow Club, one of the greatest places in the United States for my money. Viggs out there, who's the head pro, stud, great tournament as always. Duffner played. Yeah. Our first match, we go against
10,
Duff. Someone sends me the flights, and they're like, "You're getting 5 against." It was a plus 10.
Yeah.
Which apparently, like, he just recently met the partner that he was playing with, and they last minute like, "Hey, play with me in this," and the pro was like, and he just made the cut. He Monday'd into Napa and finished like 30th or something. They were like.
I know how
we're going to add a few shots to this handicap just because you can't just hire the hired gun and come in. So
he was in town a few weeks ago, and he came by and played with a group of guys. I think he met the guy, and the guy was like, "Hey, you want to be my member guest partner?" And he
Leahy.
said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And I'm guessing normally Duff's probably like a plus 6 or 7, and then you play the up tees. You play one.
Yeah,
set
we're up, so they bump it.
So bump it. So plus 10. Yeah, plus 10.
I think he said like after I got, he's like I was going to be a plus 8 or something from these tees, which is about right probably. And he's like, then after I made the cut at Napa, they like tacked 2 more on. So I got 2.5 from him in the first match, which was awesome.
What was the result?
I parred all of my stroke holes, by the way, like a great partner, but as did his partner, who made like 2 natural birdies and 5 strokes or something. We lost 2 points to them.
Oh no!
But he shot like net 30. His partner.
Do you and Duff talk a lot?
We actually had a good time. We had a very good time. It takes Duff a little while to get out of his shell, but once he gets going, he was going by the end. I mean, he had. Between his partner and my partner, the 2 biggest nitwits on the entire property.
So
getting him loose.
You gave me an update. I believe the first day he helped 2 holes, your partner, Brian Waters.
Yeah, and that's probably generous.
The second day, y'all were through 15 holes and he had helped 0.
Yeah, you want to know how I closed it out? He was getting because I was a +5, so everyone's getting a 2.5 extra tacked on, and we're playing scratches that are then getting or low handicaps getting 3-4 shots, things like that. We were losing every match 2 points down pretty much. Muddy's getting 2 per 9. Did not par a single stroke hole the first day. Did not do it the entire second day. 18th hole. By the way, we're in last place by substantial
y'all were in last?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh no.
I'm pretty positive. Unless somebody got just dump trucked in the final round. Anyways, he made 4 for 3 on the final hole of the tournament.
And told everyone.
For one. He's like, God damn it, I do everything around this place. He was the best. We had a great time, but man, we left some shots out there as a team, I would say.
All right, before we get to our Ryder Cup preview and our favorite bets at the Ryder Cup, I want to take a minute and thank one of our sponsors, Carlile Companies. Look, I know these guys at Carlile. I'm good friends with their CEO, and they are doing some pretty cool and innovative things around energy efficiency for homes and commercial buildings. They also help contractors get more out of their labor. I'm just super pleased that Carlile is a sponsor of our show. Here's a stat for you. Nearly 40% of all energy consumption in the U.S. comes from buildings. 40%. So to reduce energy usage and our energy bills, we've got to make buildings more energy efficient, and that's what Carlile does. And they do it in really cool ways. For example, Carlile recently launched a cutting-edge new insulation that's made from recycled blue jeans. That's right, blue jeans. It's called Ultra Touch Insulation. Ultra Touch is readily available at the Home Depot, and it's safe to handle and easy to install. Carlile's Ultra Touch makes insulation easy. And not only does it save you money, but it also keeps about 20 million pounds of old blue jeans out of our landfills. I know when you think blue jeans, you're probably thinking how you wish yours fit better, but you should be thinking Carlile. Ultra Touch recycled denim insulation from Carlile. Learn more at carlile.com. All right, let's get to it. I think we should preview the Ryder Cup. Talk about some things we like, don't, and then get to our bets.
Get to the topics, the hot topics, and then we'll do some bets.
Oh, no.
You got a whole stat sheet there?
I spent an evening last night.
Getting facts?
Coming up with some stuff, doing a lot of records, seeing who I like in certain formats and everything.
Keep a lot of those ready for Saturday morning.
I got you.
Be very long-winded.
You're gonna hear these several times throughout the week, so just go ahead and get ready. But listen, I'm preparing, okay? But this is the first time the Bethpage has hosted the Ryder Cup. It becomes the 7th course to host the U.S. Open, the PGA Championship, and the Ryder Cup. Pretty fun fact. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know Team Europe has won 10 of the last 14. But no one has won on the road since 2012.
And they shouldn't have won that one.
No, they should not have.
Right.
They absolutely shouldn't. But how about this? Okay, we're starting with foursomes. And I reached out to Justin Ray for a couple of things here, and this is one of the ones he sent me. So, foursomes on Friday, the last 6 Ryder Cups, the home team is plus 27 point differential in foursomes, 35, 10, and 3.
Wow.
So foursomes, the home team has dominated. And you look at that, and everybody says, Europe's much better at the foursomes. But since 2008, Europe is 23, 6, and 3 at home. On the road, they're 9, 19, and 4.
Wow. Yeah, the narrative is always like they're way better.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to 4 ball. That's when the U.S. is better, and they're better with the alternate shot type of stuff. But it's just, more or less the home team. And that opening session, I don't know if you have this stat in there somewhere, but the opening session is a huge indicator on who goes on to win the Ryder Cup.
The opening match of the opening session. Okay?
What is that?
Since 1979, 68% of the time, the winner of the first match, so that takes out all the ties, but the winner goes on to win the Ryder Cup.
It's almost 70% of the time. Does it have just a session? Opening session? If a team wins that, what percent of the time?
That part.
It's a lot too. I've seen it on Golf Channel or whatever, but the opening session is monstrous.
I'll tell you just a fun one in all the formats. Since 1985, and this is from Justin Ray, if you win the first hole, you win your match 62% of the time.
That should be our main strategy then.
Win the first hole.
31, and you win.
Yeah.
That's it. Shit's over.
But this is going to be a battle, man. I feel like we had Johnson Wagner on last week. I know you kind of feel the same way. I think Team USA is going to win, but I think this is going to be a dogfight. We haven't had anything close in a very long time. Smallest margin of victory since 2012 was 5 points. That was in 2023. In 2014. But this one I think is just going to be different. I think this is going to be close. It's going to be very difficult. I think the home crowd is going to pull us through at the end. And I think Team USA is going to win a very tight one.
I hope so. It's been a while since we've had one, but I'd say this, going back to Rome, I thought that would be close. I was like, I think the U.S. has a stronger team on paper, but it's in Rome. I expect this thing to come down to the wire, and that thing was done quick. 4-0 after the morning session, and we got hit right in the face. Never got back up. By the way, I think they won the first hole of the opening session, 3 of the 4 matches or something like
I remember
that.
Victor Hovland
chipping in
yeah.
was like, oh, he's got chipping problems. Does it from the green, basically holds it. I was like, but yeah, I mean, I really, really hope we get a close one. I feel like golf deserves a close one, especially how much is this the most anticipated, most talked about, longest duration before the thing starts, like Ryder Cup that you can remember?
Yeah,
I feel like we've been talking about this for 14 months.
One, because of the setting. I just think the atmosphere at Bethpage, we know how the New York fans are. We know the history of that golf course with it being a public golf course. Everyone expects it to be the rowdiest environment we've ever seen in golf. Both teams are loaded. Now we have Bryson DeChambeau chirping Rory McIlroy. We have Rory McIlroy coming at him, just saying he needs attention. He's always got to talk about somebody else.
That's fun, by the way. I enjoy this. By the way, it goes to our point. Give us the singles match. I don't care if it's the 2 captains. You got to go in a back room and be like, hey, first match out, third match out, whatever. Like, the people need Bryson versus Rory.
Here's an idea.
I mean, that'd be so good.
For the PGA of America and the R&A or whoever runs the European team, let's just change the format, at least for singles. Like, throw out a guy. We throw out a guy. We throw out a guy. Y'all throw out a guy. Make it happen where these great matches, we get to watch them. I saw Bones just did an article. He's like, they need to change the rule already. They need to make sure Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy play each other in singles, which I'm fine for.
That would be okay, too. I would prefer Bryson.
Okay.
Just because of that, you don't get much. How many times, think back in the history of golf, are 2 guys actively just like going at each other? Not often.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy, especially like if something happens throughout the week. I think Rory also said he wouldn't be surprised if something happens throughout the week with, you know, how much passion is out there, the 2 teams with the crowd being involved. He says something possibly could happen. Hopefully it doesn't. Like, it was great for entertainment because we were getting our ass whipped with what happened on Saturday night at the Ryder Cup in Rome. Like, we don't need players coming to blows or anything like that.
That was such a weird scenario. Like, people holding guys back in the parking lot of a Ryder Cup. Like, it was like they were walking out of a bar at 2:30. I was like, what are we? I mean, that was insane. I think personally, I'm sure the New York fans are going to be loud. Even if they're like very good, I still think Europe's already, and the European writers who love to stir up some shit during the Ryder Cup, I think they're already have their articles written that are like, hey, the New York fans are abusive and too much over the top and all that stuff. I don't know, but I've been preaching it for as long as I can remember. Just the Ryder Cup's the best thing in the world, dude. Why are we not giving the people exactly, like, go back to the Tiger days. It's like we always had him. We wanted him against Poulter. We wanted him against Sergio. Some of these big name guys, like, it never shook out. Just set it up. It's for the fans more or less. Like,
totally set it up. And one other thing that got said this past week, because you were talking about the New York fans and how they're going to be tough on the European team, which, by the way, when you go over to Europe, they're tough on the Americans too. But Lanny Watkins, former Ryder Cupper and former captain, said they're a bunch of whiners. He goes, you never hear Team USA go over there and complain that they were treated poorly and all this, but every time they leave here, I was like, they were so unfair, they were over the top, blah, 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 blah.
And they'll say it's because our fans are more respectful, they're more knowledgeable, and you guys aren't. But, like, I don't care. I want them to do whatever they want to do without crossing the line in terms of, like, personal stuff. You've heard the stuff, right? But in terms of cheering bad shots, cheering for good shots, things like that, nothing like at the top of the backswing or nothing that affects a shot. Because the last thing I want is them to come in and be like, dude, he yelled at the top of my backswing, I hit a bad shot. That's why they won the hole. That's why they won the point. So there's some sort of, asterisk where they can pin it on something. Be everything that New York fans are, just as soon as when they're hitting, just shut up. That would be what I hope for. Well, I don't want any...
They are going to shut up, but I just hope there's no abrupt
just while they
noise.
hit, just give me the 15 seconds while they get in their shot and hit.
No coughing like with Keita Nakajima this past week.
No coughing.
Tried to stop and whiffed his ball.
But I mean, like, you go back to, I think the peak of the Sergio Waggles was probably at that U.S. Open at Bethpage. And that was like, that wasn't U.S. versus Europe. That was like 156 guys playing a major championship, and they were just relentless. But by the way, they give it to Americans too when they do stuff. I actually played with Duff this year. He's like, dude, they heckled me about my waggle when I was up there, Yeah. And he's American.
Yeah. So it's going to be an awesome week. I hope U.S. gets off to somewhat of a decent start, or else those fans could turn on you. But we got a lot more to get to here. I want to talk about world number 1 and how important he's going to be. But Sleaze, the lights are going to be rather bright up there at Bethpage.
Yeah, luckily I'm ready.
Yes, we both are. We got our sunglasses here from Shady Rays. And if you're serious about your golf game, your vision on the course matters. That's where Shady Rays Golf Collection comes in. They're designed specifically for golf with color-enhancing lens tech that helps you read green sharper, track the ball faster, and spot breaks and contours you'd usually miss. They are lightweight, engineered for glare reduction, and have a comfort fit, so you'll stay dialed in even on long rounds. And here's the best part. If you lose or break them, Shady Rays will replace them. Seriously. This is more than just eyewear. It's a performance upgrade. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code SUBPAR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people, including myself. I got a question for you here.
5 stars, 5 stars.
John Rahm punches you in the face and you're wearing some Shady Rays and breaks them. Do you still get a new free pair?
Good question. I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to find out.
All right. Well,
he's too smart to do that, though.
I wanted to talk about Scottie Scheffler and how important he is. He's by far the best player in the world. Did not have his best over in Rome. Okay. If you look, overall in 2 Ryder Cups, he's 2-2-3. He's 0-2 in foursomes. He's 1-0-2 in 4-ball, and he's 1-0-1 in singles. And this stat is pretty wild to me right here that I got from Justin. Okay, this is the 7th time that Team USA has had world number 1 playing since the official world golf rankings began. Okay, only once did Team USA win, and that was Tiger in 1999. Remember at Brookline, which also Team USA probably shouldn't have won.
Correct.
But 2002, Tiger Woods was world number 1. They lost. 06, same thing. 2010, the same thing. 2018, Dustin Johnson was the number 1 player in the world. They lost. And then the last Ryder Cup, 2023, Scottie Scheffler was number 1 in the world. I think this is a big moment for Scottie. I expect him to play all 5 matches.
You do. That was going to be my question. Do you think he runs 5?
Unless something happens on Friday where he goes out and like loses both. He is, let's be honest, he is, I know anyone can play with him at any time, but over the course of a week, he is by far and away the best player in the world. I think you have to play him 5 times.
If he went out and lost the first match, let's just say, for sake of argument, loses the first 2, I'm playing. Unless he comes to me and says, like, give me a minute, I need to take a knee, I'm tired, my game doesn't feel right, give me a session off, whatever. I'm playing him every
damn right
single second that he can be on that golf course, he's going to be on it unless he tells me otherwise. There's not a ton of guys that go 5 all the time, but like you got a guy like that who's just a cheat code against the rest of the golf world, that much better than everyone. I don't know how you don't put him out every single time. You
mentioned not many go 5, and we saw in 2021 at Whistling Straits, Dustin Johnson went 5-0. Mm-hmm. Before that, Francesco Molinari.
And Fleetwood,
2018.
Right?
No, he lost in singles.
Oh, yeah.
Francesco Molinari went 5-0. Before that, you have to go back to 1979 to find the last person to go 5-0, and that was Larry Nelson, who will be a part of the Ryder Cup team this year, thanks to Keegan Bradley.
Which is a great move. Yeah, great move. But yeah, dude, going 5, I mean, physically, people talk about it. I think the adrenaline's so high that I think these guys could go 72 holes in a day if they wanted to. But like I said with Scottie, I don't care if he has a bad 9, bad 18, whatever. It's like this guy, for multiple years plus now, he's been just destroying. I just put him out every single match I could till he told me I'm tapped out.
Yeah, it's just, I think.
What about Europe? You think they go 5?
Real quick about that, though. You mentioned like being tired and all this. It's 3 days. It's the pinnacle of our sport. I do think adrenaline goes through. But going back to the Walker Cup, I was watching on Sunday, and one of the American players wasn't playing that great in his singles match. And Notice said, this is his 4th match. He's got to be tired. I texted him. I said, hey, my fat ass played all 4 in 2 days. I'm pretty sure these boys can handle it.
100%. I've done it in the 4-ball. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I make it through, and I'm out of shape and shitty, and I'm hitting it more times than they are probably too. You can do it. I don't think stamina is much of an issue for anybody.
I would hope not.
For anybody at this time. Do you think Europe puts anyone out 5 times? I would say Rahm and Rory would be their top 2
that'd be 1 and 2
possibilities for that.
Yeah, that'd be 1 and 2, absolutely.
I'd probably do the same with Rory if I was Luke Donald. But also, if I'm Luke Donald, ask you this. You got the exact same team, minus you traded out a Højgaard for another Højgaard. You killed us last time. Those teams obviously did well. Do you just run it back? Same team,
would you like me to let you know
this type of stuff. I think it'll be interesting to see. Like, look, that worked. Go show us you can beat it.
I changed up one team.
This is like
this is my prediction.
This is okay.
Who's going to go out Friday morning? I believe going out first is John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton.
I concur.
Okay, and this is just the order. Like, obviously, this could be totally different, but I got Ludwig and Victor staying together as they did. My one change is Sepp Straka played with Shane Lowry. Sepp Straka hasn't been playing very good. He skipped the BMW because him and his wife had a child, which totally get. I'm sitting Sepp Straka and a guy who's been playing phenomenal. And if you look at his foursomes record, okay, he is 7-2-1. I'm going with the old vet, Justin Rose, to play with Shane Lowry,
who was a beast in Rome too. Every putt that they needed, 18, he had it.
And then bat and cleanup, Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood.
That's a squad.
Yeah, so on the bench, you got Matt Fitzpatrick, Sepp Straka, Rasmus Højgaard, and Robert McIntyre.
Ludwig feels like more of a question mark this time than last time. So Ludwig and Victor, like that's a total... Victor, you don't know. I mean, he could say my game's shit and I might not play this, and then he goes and wins. All he's done, I feel like all year, is talk about how bad his golf swing is and how he hates it, and then he still manages to play good golf. Ludwig, after the win, we're like, here we go. You know, here he comes. He's going to be the guy that can challenge Scotty. And it was a very lackluster end of the season. I don't know what to think of that team, but could they go out and an alternate shot and shoot 5 under? Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, they're that good. It's just been those two are tough to handicap.
You want me to tell you my American
So you're
prediction?
switching up one squad there.
Yeah.
It's taking
Just one player.
Taking Sepp out. Yeah,
Just
okay.
one player. I believe in that first match, I mentioned John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton. They'll be playing Scottie Scheffler and Russell Henley. Mm-hmm. I got Patrick
that's
Cantlay
a safe assumption.
and Xander Schauffele staying together. Next, this one's going to be interesting. Justin Thomas and Bryson DeChambeau
In foursomes.
in foursomes.
Interesting. What gives you that indication? I think Bryson's another guy. It's like, you got to get him out a bunch of times. I know they're like, oh, you shouldn't play foursomes and alternate shots different. Just put him out in four ball. I'm like, he's fucking automatic qualifier. He played 8 events.
It's just a
gotta get
hunch,
him out.
honestly. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. And then in the
That's
final
a lot of energy in that group, by the way.
The final one I got going here is just 2 guys that are phenomenal ball strikers, and one guy's playing about as good as anybody. I got Colin Morikawa and Ben Griffin.
Interesting.
So I've got Ben Griffin and Russell Henley, 2 rookies going out, and I got 2 rookies sitting, and J.J. Spaun and Cam Young as joining Sam Burns and Harris English as sitting out.
And then you put them out in the afternoon so that everyone gets action day one.
Yeah.
You got to get JJ out there.
Yeah, absolutely. JJ will be playing in the foursomes, no doubt about it. In the 4 ball. Sorry, the 4 ball.
Yeah.
He'll be playing in the 4 ball. The foursomes,
Yeah,
4 ball thing.
foursomes, I think, is a toss-up. But I still think you should get him out there.
Why can't we just say alternate shot and best ball?
I don't know.
It's
It's
just way
like the
easier.
same way we changed tie and have and hazard to penalty area just to make shit tricky.
But I mean, if you look at our team, the best foursomes player through their time in the Ryder Cup is Colin Morikawa. He's 2-1-0 in foursomes. But one crazy thing here, Sleaze, Justin Thomas is our only U.S. player with 3 appearances. If you add up the entire USA squad, they have 15 Ryder Cup appearances. Justin Rose and Rory McIlroy have 13 combined.
Here we go.
2 of their players. I mean, that's wild.
It's a huge experience, which I think matters way more in an away game than it does at home. Just because the feelings are crazy, no matter how many you played in. Like even those guys are going to be nervous as all hell on the first tee. But the fact that they got 1 rook and we got 4,
Yeah.
does that matter, or is it just like these guys know what they're doing? It's it's not that big of a difference.
When you're at this level, first off, if you're in the Ryder Cup, at some point you've been a rookie. Like that's just a fact, and you have to learn how to deal with it. But when you're at this level, and I was talking with Joe Greiner, who's been a part in the Ryder Cup before, President's Cup as well as a caddy. And one thing I know he told JJ Spaun was like, look, dude, you're going to be nervous. Everyone is nervous. And you're going to be nervous the first couple of holes. But after that, you're going to hit a really good shot or make a putt, and you're going to settle in and realize you're playing golf. I mean, it's 18 holes, just like you always play. It's obviously a big atmosphere, but you'll settle in and go. So the rookies, it's all about the start for them. If they can just ease into it, not be a disaster and lose the first couple of holes, I think for their psyche, that'll be huge. But no, I'm not worried about the rookies. These guys are too good. They've had nerves before. I know these will be at an all-time high, but they know how to handle this stuff.
I think way too much is put into we have this many rookies. They don't have this. They don't have as many rookies. Like our rookie, you want to look at our rookies? They've won majors. You think coming down the back 9 of a Sunday at a major championship isn't nerves? They've never played with this type of. Everyone's going to be nervous on that first tee. These guys know what they're doing. I think the rookie thing's overblown. Personally,
absolutely, I do too. And that's my whole deal. You got to go experience. You got to go experience. Well, at some point, you got to get these guys some action.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got to be a rookie. I just don't think it's that big of a difference between 2 guys. It's this is his first and this is his second. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that matters in terms of golf.
Do you want me to share some fun facts for you I've discovered doing my ridiculous research the other night?
I love fun facts.
Okay.
How fun? Like real fun?
Just interesting stuff about some of the players.
Okay, like kind of fun. Interesting.
Yeah, I was just digging around. What can I find that's like fun that I can bring to the broadcast this week and share with the people out there? One thing I didn't know is Ben Griffin, I think, is going to have quite a bit of support from the New York crowd. One, because he's American. Two, his grandfather actually pitched for the Yankees.
No shit.
Yeah.
How about that?
Pitched for the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Phillies, actually.
Wow. Good lineage.
Yeah.
For the young man. It all makes sense now.
We know Harris English loves his magic. We also know he's obsessed with Jeopardy. Fun little fact.
Loves his magic.
Yeah, he's just a great magician.
By the way, sidebar, the Wizard was at Cal Club this week.
Was he?
And he has some new shit.
Oh, boy.
He made out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to clarify this, but as I was digging, I found apparently Scotty Scheffler is terrified of heights. Well, he's at the top. He should be comfortable.
I was going to say, that's where he's been living for a few years now.
I bet you can probably guess this, but can you guess Patrick Cantlay's favorite film director?
Quentin Tarantino.
Correct.
Shut up.
I swear to God. I mean, you thought of the weirdest shit possible.
Yeah, I was like, what does think goes over people's heads the most? And you got to have some intellect to figure it out.
Nice. Bam. What else? How about this?
Can I say one thing about Patrick Cantlay? Who gets a bad rap? He has no juice. He's boring. He's slow. All the type of things. By the way, he was the one of the two shining spots in Rome. His gin question interview answer where he said this is how I'm going to explain it. He's like, if two players, one's way better than the other one in gin, you play one hand, anything can happen. Play two hands, anything. But if I play 200 hands against this guy, I'm going to beat him up. I was like, that's the best.
Yeah.
That is the greatest answer I've ever heard in my life.
He's a smart fella.
I loved it. Well, just also the gin reference. I was like, this is hitting home.
All right, you're going to love this one.
Okay.
So I did not know this, but back at home, Terrell Hatton drives a purple Lamborghini. Do you know why?
Because he's just subtle. Because he likes to go under the radar.
It symbolizes the Joker from the Batman movie.
Oh, nice. Dude.
Paint your face, Terrell, for the Ryder Cup, like the Joker.
I love him. The more Terrell we get, the better.
Yep.
Just his last interview about how smashed he got.
Yeah.
Tell him the whole story. I was like, yes.
I saw him up at Westbrook a few months ago. John brought him out and he walks in. He's like, oh, like what? He's like, too much wine. I was like, I love it. He lives life, man.
He gets it.
This one isn't as fun, but just he has experience around here. But Cam Young won the Met Open at Bethpage back in 2017. He was the first amateur to do that.
Is that the one Johnson Wagner won also?
But his wasn't at Bethpage.
Yeah, it was but the Met Open.
Johnson Wagner, I believe, is a two-time champ.
Correct.
Of the Met Open. And then lastly, 7 Ryder Cuppers were in Happy Gilmore too. And that counts Keegan Bradley.
Only a couple speaking lines, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some fun facts. We'll get those through into the broadcast this week, but I think it's time.
Hold on. One last question for you. You mentioned Molinari 5-0, a couple Ryder Cups back. Every now and then, take the Scotty, Bryson, Rory, Rahm, the top guys from both teams. Take them out. Standout performer that you would not be surprised to see.
Scotty,
a guy that
Bryson.
exceeds expectations, or at the end of the week could be like that. Like Molinari was. Kind of. I'm not saying 5-0, but maybe a 4-0. Something like that.
Well,
anyone that stands out, because I think Hatton is the guy for Europe. I think he could have I think he's playing so good. I feel like he's happy and confident. He and Rahm, I think, are going to be a really tough out for anybody.
Robert McIntyre's been playing some damn good golf, and he went 2-0-1 in Rome.
And by the way, in Rome, he was the guy. I don't know if you remember. There was talks that he was so far out of whack.
Yeah.
Remember, he was over on the right side of the range by himself with 15 people hitting drivers, and he was couldn't keep it on the range. And there was rumors he's not going to play till singles. Then they trotted him out there, and he freaking won.
Yeah.
They trotted him out, and he won again. He's been playing great.
Yeah, he played 4-ball twice. He went 1-0-1, and then he won his singles.
He beat
match.
Wyndham in singles. Yeah, and he was the guy that was I remember watching him on the range hit drivers. I was like, there's no way they're going to put him out in an alternate shot. But they might just park him the whole time, and they went out and played great. You just never know.
I was just going through this, looking at other guys that might surprise a little bit. And I don't know how many times they're going to play, but I just really have a good feeling about Ben Griffin and JJ Spaun playing well.
I wrote down JJ Spaun, but we've been harping on him the whole time, so I don't think I need to explain it, but I just think, I don't know how many matches he'll get. I hope 4. I don't know if he'll get 4. 3. I'm thinking 3 is more realistic, but maybe, if he looks good the first day, run him out again. I think he's ready to go.
I tell you, for Team USA to win, we need Matt Fitzpatrick to do what he's done in his Ryder Cup pass. He's 1-7.
Not win? Yeah.
He actually
Need
got
more
his
of those.
first point in Rome last year where he won a 4-ball match with Rory, where if you remember, I think he birdied like the first 5 holes, made it from everywhere.
Interesting. God, that's great. It's so weird. Some of the Ryder Cup records for like great players, like look at Tigers. What was Tiger like 13 and 24 or something like that?
Good in
some
singles.
weird record.
They did not win many Ryder Cups with Tiger.
No.
Before we get to our bets, that just reminds me about how some people's records are just ridiculous. So the all-time points winner in Ryder Cup history is Sergio Garcia with 28.5. Okay, he went 25, 13, and 7 in his career. Just to put that into context, Rory McIlroy, who's had a great career, he's 16, 13, and 4. He's earned 18 points. You'd have to go 5-0 the next 2 Ryder Cups to be a half point behind Sergio.
That's getting it done. And he ain't gonna go 5-0 in the next 2 Ryder Cups. I hope.
Yeah,
I hope. I think he's got I think he's got a handful more Ryder Cups to play in. But I mean, if you get 3 in a Ryder Cup, that's a good run. So does he need to do that 4 times, basically, to pass him? Yeah, that's hard to do. Sergio was a monster. That's why, I know all the bullshit with Liv and the back and forth, but now that we're putting Liv guys, it's all been put to bed for the Ryder Cup. It feels like they got Liv guys, we got Liv guys. It's all great. I don't see how you can, if you're Europe, sit there and say these aren't going to be our captains going forward. It's softened. I feel like to the point. It's that's the best player you've ever had. You're not going to give him a captain, assuming the relationship with the players that would be on that team are okay. Obviously, if that's fractured, that's a different story. But the same way I would say about Phil. I don't know how his relationship is with the players, but assuming they're all okay with it, I think it's a travesty to not have those guys.
I agree. I mean, I still remember Sergio. I believe his debut was in, can't remember what year it was, but he was playing with Jesper Parnevik. Jesper had the hat bill flipped
Baby
up,
Sergio.
running around. I think he was 19 years old.
Yeah, baby, when he was just going. Been good a long time.
But he's the youngest, I believe, to play. The oldest is, can you guess the oldest? To ever play in the Ryder Cup?
I'm going to guess Kenny Perry. Damn, that's
Not
a
even
good
close,
guess.
I don't think. I mean,
Really?
it was
He
in
had
his
to
40s,
be upper 40s.
early 40s, I believe. Raymond Floyd was 51.
Oh, nice. Champions Tour, drag him off the Champions Tour. What if
believe
they just brought Bernhard
The
out?
War at the Shore, I believe, is where Raymond Floyd was the oldest.
Yeah, he was there. I didn't know that was. I didn't know he was 51.
All right. Well, time for you to go download the Fanatics Sportsbook app and join us in some bets this week. Football, our 3-leg parlay. We hit 2 of the 3. You took the Razorbacks. They were dominating.
Yeah, I just was looking at the score.
great.
I was like, all right, that's going to cover.
And then
Second half
They
disaster. I didn't get to watch it. I was
I don't know.
babysitting Muddy.
They won by a point. It was just
cool.
absolutely horrendous. Texas, I mean, I've never right at all. I know they were playing Sam Houston, but I said they're going to run up the score, that Arch Manning was going to go out and have a massive day. I believe he...
Arch was taunting in the end zone. It was good to see.
Against Sam Houston State. They won 55-0. I believe he had 5 total touchdowns, 5 or 6 total. Put on a show. They took care of business.
The one.
Oklahoma,
With
Auburn.
the all-time greatest cover in the history of cover.
I
Or
mean-
the all-time worst bad beat if you're on the other side.
The line was 6.5. They're up 6. Not much time left. I think a minute.
It's the
and a
final
half.
possession.
It's final possession. Auburn's got to go. They got to go for it.
And Auburn had gotten a first down. They were on the 25-yard line when it was 1st and 10, or maybe even beyond that.
Penalty, sacks. They're backed up near the goal line.
Penalty, yeah.
4th down. Got to go for it. If they don't get it, if they throw an incomplete pass, game's over. They're just going to take a knee.
Yeah, it's done.
Run it out. Safety.
The only thing, I was sitting there, I was like, maybe a pick six, maybe a sack fumble, but then they got penalty. It's like, okay. Then they get sacked.
Yeah.
Then they get sacked again. I was like, well, now they're just going to launch one, probably get PI or something. This thing will go on, and then, or they'll miss it and they'll just take a knee. And the sack happened. I was like, oh my God.
They were up 5 at the time.
They were up 5. They had won by 7, which
yeah.
I think that line moved around between 6.5 and 7, but that was an all-time. That's why we deserve to win that parlay. When you get the grease like that,
that's what you need.
You should get it
to get them done.
Hogs.
By the way,
Damn.
My buddy Nolan, who was a part of that crazy matchup at Gaza Ranch, texted me when our picks came out. He's like, y'all can pick underdogs, right?
I know. I said that last
Nolan,
week.
I'm 3-1 through 4 weeks this year.
I said that last week.
Yeah.
It was like all faves, not great.
Okay.
I didn't really even love the Arkansas. I wanted to do TCU, but it was weird. We had cross mojo there.
Well, now you tell me. We would have won.
We said to do it. We couldn't have been on both sides of it.
All right. Well, let's get to our bets this week, and it's all golf this week. I got to find my sheet here because it's Ryder Cup week, so we got all kinds of stuff going on. And why don't you start it off because I can't seem to find my page.
All right, I got a bunch. And we're just going to go down the list. These are all out there. You could parlay some of these bad boys together if you want as well. I'm going to start it off. We can get to who wins the cup and all that. I think we'll both just say USA because I'm never going to want to jinx anything. But in terms of specific bets, top USA point score. Scotty's the easy answer. He's probably going to go 5. He'll probably, hopefully, be our leading point getter.
I think
He
he's
may
like
be
plus 260 to be.
He's plus 240 or 260, something like that. And I hope he is. I hope he goes 5-0 because I don't think anyone else will play 5 outside of Scotty, and I'm not positive he will. However, you go a few down. I'm very, this guy I feel like is coming in under the radar for a world-class player. Didn't have his best year, was battling some injuries, all this stuff. Just had a kid, so he was one of the guys not at Napa. But when it gets down to crunch time and everything's on the line, this is one of a small few guys in the world of golf that I would want with the ball in his hands. And I think Xander Schauffele is going to have a good one.
I don't hate it. I'm just worried, just not playing a little bit. We just had him on the radio show last week. Said he was having FOMO, not being out in Napa because he was at home with his new baby boy Victor. By the way, if Victor Hovland and Xander Schauffele get matched up again, and if we don't say Xander Schauffele is Victor's daddy, chance in the crowd, we're doing something wrong up there.
Who's your daddy will go over quite well up there. I just think if he wins, if he goes out and has a great Ryder Cup and we win, it's like this year, it's like it erases all the kind of disappointment that he had this year, after the 2 majors last year.
And for those that don't know, Xander and his wife Maya named their kid Victor.
Oh yeah, that's good to point out.
It's not just,
but even if they didn't, we should still chant that. You can do it for anybody out there.
My top U.S. point getter. I mean, this man's a killer. You mentioned him earlier about one of the few bright spots over in Rome. He loves these competitions. He loves when the crowd gives it to him. He loves pissing people off. And he's plus 700 to be the top point getter for the Americans. Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah, hopefully.
And played really well the last few weeks of the season.
Hopefully, starting to play better. But I mean, last time without him, I mean, that thing's even more of a runaway. He single-handedly brought home that point when he was paired up with Wyndham Birdie in the last 3, made big putts. There'll probably be a lot of shit about him wearing a hat or not wearing a hat and all that. Who cares? Yeah. I would love to see that. Would bode well for me too, because I think he and Xander are going to go out together.
Patrick Cantlay in his career, 5-2-1 overall. He's 2-2-0 in foursomes, 1-0-1 in 4-ball, and 2-0 in singles.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay. What was he? Plus 700?
Plus 700 to be the top American.
Okay. I'm going to move it on down. Let's stay in that top point earner because I'm going to fire another one. Team Europe side. Same type of deal as on the U.S. side. You got Rory and Rahm up top. Good chance those guys. I think they're the guys that have a chance to play 5. I don't take the top favorites. I go down a little more. I'm going to take Tommy Fleetwood. I don't care who they put him with. You could argue he's the second best golfer in the world right now, the way he's played. He could easily have multiple wins this year. He finally got over the finish line. He has not played bad in so long, it feels like, and I think he is just a safety net for any guy that he goes out with. Put him with whoever. I don't care. I think he's going to be a hard out for the U.S., and he's plus 600.
I'm with you. I got the same thing.
Nice.
Look, he's 7-3-2 in his Ryder Cup career. He's 4-0 in foursomes. He will be playing.
I mean, he hits it straight.
He will be playing alternate shot a lot.
I think he'll be
both days. You got to. I mean, he's undefeated. 4-ball, 2-2-1. Singles, 1-1-1.
Yeah, I'd get him out there. I'd put him in the category with Rahm and Rory right now. Who's better? Scotty? The only guy playing better?
Yeah.
Really? I'd put him out. I'd treat those 3 the same way I treat Scotty. Just you play until you tell me you can't.
And the one thing, I know the New York fans are going to give it to the Euros, but everyone loves Tommy. So I feel like they'll be a little softer on him.
He is like the world's son.
Yeah, I mean, everybody just loves the guy.
Never seen more guys root for a European over an American coming down the stretch at Eastlake. It's like it's like, dude, he deserves one.
And with both of those picks, that leads me right into my same game parlay.
Okay.
Got a little 2-teamer parlay. This odd is insane. It's obviously there's a reason because it's going to be very difficult to hit. But if it does, you're going to make some money because if you parlay Tommy Fleetwood as the top Euro and Patrick Cantlay as the top American, and they both hit, that pays off plus 5,500, Sleaze.
It's a nice return.
Yes.
I'm going to bet it just because of that.
Yeah, let's go.
I see anything plus 5,500, I bet it.
I'm in.
Yeah, that's part of my charm. I'm going to do a little parlay on this as well. I don't know if you picked these out or not, but I'm going to give you the top wild card from each team, meaning a non-automatic qualifier. U.S. side, it's a little trickier. I'm going to go with Sam Burns on this one. He's plus 400. He's been in really good form coming in. He's the best putter in the world. I think there's a chance. I think Henley and Scotty will be foursomes, alternate shot. I'm just going to call it that the rest of the time. Be alt shot format. I think there's a chance still, even though it's like the friend thing. Scotty's ball striking, Sammy's putter. It's like something's got to be clicking at that time. I wouldn't be shocked if they at least went out in one stretch, but I like the way. And he just shot 60, like you mentioned, by the way. So pretty good form.
Stand up.
Plus 400 for him, and I'm going to parlay that on the Euro side. This one was kind of easy for me. Rahm is a wild card. Rahm is a pick. True. He's only plus 145, but not great. But I'm like, I think he's going 5 times possibly. So I'm going to put.
I thought I saw him at minus 120 as top wild card. Oh no, that was Liv.
Top live guy.
Player.
Yeah, top live player. He's plus 145 for top wild card. Okay. But it drops off pretty substantially after that. Yeah. But I'm just like, I don't think anyone's going to get as many cracks at it as Rahm's going to get. So parlay those two. That's going to be juicy too.
Yeah, John Rahm, another guy that's 4-0 in foursomes.
He and Hatton, I just think are going to be tough.
I mean, they're teammates.
They both love like the shit talking and like, you know, hating on him. You saw the end of the live, like whatever, the team competition. Everyone wanted Bryson's team to win, and they like reveled in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll throw a couple bets out there I like. One of mine is for the final score. I think Team USA wins by 1 to 3 points, so it's going to be a tight one, and that's plus 350.
That's good. I like that. You get the 1 to 3 window, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
Day one foursomes. So right out of the gate, we know it's been like lopsided over the years. I think it's going to change this year, and I think it's going to be 2 to 2. After the morning session, and that pays plus 245.
Very nice. I like that. I really like that 1 to 3.
Yeah, and then
I hope it's 1 to 3.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. My last one, day one 4-ball. So that afternoon, I got the USA winning that session, and that pays plus 120.
I had that as well.
Okay,
good call. Good call. I
don't know if it's good or bad that we're on the same page.
Knock the nerves off. Get out there, play the format that we're typically better in. Go get them. I got a couple more here. I had that one that you just mentioned, day one, 4-ball winners. Top rookie on the U.S. side. I was going to do it on Europe, too, and I was like, they only got one. So,
yeah,
tough to parlay that. I'm going to go Russell Henley on this. Plus 145, too. You mentioned, I think he's going to play with Scotty probably twice, unless things go really bad. He's got the kind of game that I think you could trot out there in multiple matches per day, and then I mean in singles as well. So I just think he's going to have a lot of chances at it. And man, the way he hits his irons and get going with that putter, he's a good guy to have as a rook. I would say.
I know it's the President's Cup, but he looked fantastic there.
Correct. And I don't think he's so like flat. I don't think not that he's not going to be nervous, but like I don't think that like shakes him. Mm-hmm. Does that mean he's going to play great? No, but I don't think it'll be because it was just too much for me. So plus 145 there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. My last one I got, this is just a little fun one, but there hasn't been a hole-in-one at the Ryder Cup since 2006. Paul Casey, Scott Verplank both made one that year. There's going to be one this year. We're going to have a hole-in-one. They're going to set up one of the par threes fun, I believe, make it where we can see some action there. Too many good iron players between both teams. There's going to be a hole-in-one this week, and it plays plus 430.
I like that. I love hole-in-one props.
There's also a bet you can pick that there's going to be 2 throughout the week, and it's like plus 1,200.
There we go.
Let's just stick
Put
with
it
one.
in a funnel.
Let's just
move it up to a hundo, and let's go. Do you think they were showing Europe out there and the lines they were taking on one? Like Rory was aimed like 45 degrees right, and it's like, dude, it's a 3 to get to the green on this line. It's 383, but then they were like a box up here. It was like 340 or it was still a monster, 350, let's call it, but like somewhat doable for these guys. And they were saying there's a chance they could move the tee box up on one to make it drivable. But then I was like, the grandstands are right behind the main tee. But I think they will move some stuff around where a hole that's normally not a drivable hole. I don't think there are any drivable holes at Bethpage, but I hope they put one in because I think that's one of the best. Do you remember 16 at Rome? That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like a 3-wood, by the way.
Well, basically, number one at Whistling Straits from where they played was drivable.
I mean, the last day they were all putting it up there, and then Bryson knocked it on and then made the eagle, which was, to this day, the coolest moment I've ever seen in person in golf.
Yeah. Just going through my head, like Bethpage, I don't know what hole you would really make drivable out there. There's not any just like little short par fours. I mean, unless you move number 2, but the second shot's way up the hill, way up.
I think it'd be cool to have one coming down this. Like, I don't know exactly where all the holes are, but like somewhere where you can do like make it a risk reward type of hole as opposed to just fairway.
You got
iron.
You got so many tough holes there, like 9, 10, 11, 12 is they're like really meat of the golf course. That's extremely difficult. None of those you're going to change. 13's a par 5, 14 par 3, 15's a tough one up the hill, 16's down the hill. I mean, unless you move 16 crazy up, and hey, 18's a short par 4. Like, it's a layup. Maybe you move 18 up. That would be the only one, in my opinion.
That would be weird. I don't know if 18.
But imagine, because
I've
that
never seen a
grandstand,
drivable 18th.
I know, but with the
Except
grandstand,
for St. Andrews.
the grandstand goes all the way to the 18th green.
Yeah.
So it's all
It's
across
sweet.
18 and 1. It would be pretty sweet, move it up.
That setup they got there on 18 and 1 is pretty awesome. But I don't know. I like when they move the tees around and they move the one up in Rome and things like that. Because you mentioned, you went your predictions earlier, like here's what I think is going to be paired up, here's the order and all this stuff. Opening tee shot, I think, has some juice. If you're of the camp that you think it's going to be Scotty and Henley, which I believe to be the case, you believe to be the case, it doesn't mean it's going to be, but there's a chance of it. Opening tee shot, then you just got to figure out, you can go through like, all right, who do you think takes odds, who do you think's even?
I was doing this earlier.
Yeah, did you come up with like who you think plays what hole?
No, because par threes, 2 are on the odd,
They're
2 are on
split
the
up.
even.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do like betting one of those two. I mean, you could bet them both and you win money.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Scotty's plus 260. Henley's plus 500. If you bet 100 on both of them, Scott, you win money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of those two guys
I agree.
for the U.S. side. Then
going out.
there's Europe too. If you're convinced it's Rahm and Hatton, I'm less convinced. I just think we put those guys out first with Scotty and Henley. I don't know.
Well, just going back to,
you can make some, like, I think that's like, you can make some money on that. You can sprinkle it.
Yeah,
and still
just
make
going
money.
back to the stat of how important winning that first match is. I expect both teams to throw out their best team.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Right out of the gate.
I mean, I think it's what you think. I think it's Scotty and Henley versus Rahm and Hatton.
All right. Well, we cannot wait to be there. Can't wait to see all of you there. It is going to be so much fun. It's going to be wild. One last final prediction. I mentioned, I think Team USA is going to win between 1 and 3 points. I'm going USA 15-13.
15 and a half.
No, 15-13.
Yeah, I was going to go with mine.
Oh.
15 and a half, 12 and a half.
Oh, it's a little 3-point win.
I think it's close all the way, and I think we bleed them out in singles.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it. All right. Well, come say hi if you're up at the Ryder Cup. We're going to be on location, our friends at Zone, all week. And also, get you some cool birdie juice gear for the Ryder Cup. I got this little guy, a little High Noon logo on right
their
here.
natural habitat is up north.
Because why wear the same thing as everyone else when you can rock gear made just for you? I just designed some birdie juice hats, and the process was seamless. The fit and finish were perfect. Now it's your move. Design polos, hoodies, and other favorites with top-tier golf brands, all featuring the logos you love. Don't settle for standard. Visit shop.golf.com and create your own custom look.
Get yourself something nice. You deserve it. Fall's coming. Hoodies, quarter zips, whatever brand you like. Throw a little birdie juice on that. Put out the bat signal. Also, we're very much looking toward our event with Zone up there on Thursday. But warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale is prohibited. Listen, when I need to dial things in on the course, I go with Zone Nicotine Pouches. Why? 1, stronger nic intensity. The others aren't even close. 2, better flavors. And 3, they last longer and they're more comfortable than any other pouch out there. My go-to is the 9 milligram spearmint, but they make 7 flavors in both 6 and 9 milligrams. It is a game changer. 20 pouches per can versus 15 the other guys offer. It is a no-brainer. I go nowhere without at least 1 can of Zone on my person. If you want Zone pouches at a discount and mailed right to your door, head to nicokick.com. That's NICOKICK.com. Enter code Subpar20 at checkout for an additional 20% off. You will not be disappointed.
All right. Well, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thanks to all of you for listening. That's going to do it for us.
Go USA.
Everyone enjoy the Ryder Cup. We'll see you out there.